something. So I don't know even if this is a good or a right question to ask, but let me go for it. So a farmer has to choose, let us say, between using GM seeds and saying, no, I'll go with my regular seeds, but I'll use agri biologicals from Bioprime. Does he have this dilemma, or can he have this dilemma, and how does he solve it?
No, honestly, I don't think he has this dilemma. I'll very honestly tell you, farmers want something that works. So he doesn't care whether that works comes from seed or whether it comes from his inputs. Usually a farmer will assign the credibility of the success of the harvest to the seeds if it is a rice, wheat, maize kind of crops, where there is a very high assignment value to the seeds he uses versus the agri inputs. But in cases of vegetables, orchards, fruit crops, there's a very high value associated with the inputs, the agronomic practices, and that determines the success or failure. So I think it's a crop dependent question more than a generic question. But honestly, I don't think farmer really cares, seed whether he should use a seed, whether he should use chemical inputs, or whether he should use biological inputs. He just wants his crop to be successful, and it is up to us to perform at that level, so that he has a faith in us that I'm buying this product because it works, not because it's biological, not because it's good for the environment, but the product works.
There is a lot of activism against genetically modified seeds. There is a lot of agricultural activism against that. So your product stands apart from this. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely. We are not engineering anything into the plant. It is more like tweaking the processes. And to give you an example, if you have to give a human example, so there are a lot of people who are lactose intolerant. They are lactose intolerant not because genetically they're missing some information. It is because their gut has an environment where a particular type of bacteria cannot live, which is able to break this down. And if tomorrow we are able to kind of give this conducive environment to some people, suddenly, their gut now has this microbes that live within them, and they become lactose tolerant. So we see that, sometimes a person suddenly becomes lactose intolerant, and you're like, acha naya fad hai aapka. But it's that sometimes he's gone through something, maybe an illness or something like that, and he cannot now digest the food that he used to digest before. So it's the same kind of thing, we don't do genetic modification, but we are kind of fixing internal processes using triggers or using some kind of instigations for the processes to activate. But on a gene level, there is no modification at all.
All right. How